Hey guys, I am Jessica Johnson, and this is my Module 15 reflection. So, with the module this week, we did it all about gamification. And when I think of gamification, I think of games in the classroom. I think of board games. I think of going online and doing games like either through IXL or using, like at my school, they use Prodigy, they use Lexia, Freckle, and I mean, yes, it entertains the students, but I also think that it's a way to teach the content. You want to make learning fun for the kids, and I think with gamification, it really engages them. It gets the content on their level of understanding, and I think that it is just a great way to remove the schooling aspect of everything and getting it into a play mode. So I think that kids can have fun as they're learning. I definitely think games in my classroom, I would definitely use uh, board games. I would definitely hands-on type deals. I think that using the PowerPoint as a game was fun. It didn't take me as long because I did use a template to start off with the game, and I like the fact that I can change the content on the slides later on if I wanted to. I I would definitely use the game. I think that it's fun to use teach the content and then do the game, and then they can take a test over what you're teaching them. So I see the scaffolding of using this type of learning. The template that I used, I Googled PowerPoint game template. I utilize Google for that. And the first game that did pop up was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which I opened that and went through it, and there wasn't any issues that I seen, but with this module assignment, it said not to use that. So I decided to go to Google again and find a different template, which I ended up finding a Jeopardy game, and I created a math fraction Jeopardy game. So with that, I decided to go through the slides and look and see what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and some things that I found that the template had. It wasn't really user friendly if you were in the slideshow, presentation. So when you clicked, if you accidentally didn't click the icon, it went to the next slide. So then you were stuck with having to exit out of the presentation and going back to the category. So that was some of the problems that I found with the actual template. So I decided that to make sure that you don't accidentally go to the next slide, I made it to where you have to utilize icons in order to show the answer, and then you had to click an icon to go back to the category because Jeopardy is all about categories. And so I decided to do that, and then you can't click to go to the next slide. You just have to keep going back and forward to the category. And then I decided to my slides up and just add some sounds, which I had some problems with the sounds working. And so I took some time to figure out why the sounds weren't wanting to work. Those are the only problems, just like technical stuff with my actual computer, not necessarily PowerPoint. And then the PowerPoint didn't have a Final Jeopardy. So I actually added that into the game. And when you go to the Final Jeopardy question, of course, the students that you present it to, they're going to have a whiteboard and marker and do the whole Jeopardy type game. So then they of course, show their answer and then you show the answer. So I added that on there. And then I also added the Jeopardy music onto the slide, which it's just the from YouTube. And it's supposed to play automatically, which I've noticed on like my computer, which is a little slower. It takes a little bit for it to load up. So that might be an issue with the actual PowerPoint. That's the only thing. I just had trouble with things wanting to load when I wanted them to. So, other than that, it was pretty fun to create, and I think the content on the game uh, is, good for third graders. Um, and let's see, what are some examples of ways you could use interactive PowerPoint games in your future classroom? So I definitely think that I could use this math PowerPoint in my classroom to help students with fractions. And I also think that I could change what's on the slides to go with other subjects. So I could keep everything the same, but just change the content on there, which is super, you know, awesome because then I don't have to redo all the links. I can change it to say geography or social studies. I can change it to um, le- uh, spelling words. I think that's the fun thing about Jeopardy is that the Jeopardy game is a broad subject. That has a broad subject content in Jeopardy. So I think that I could definitely combine different ones. I could definitely make categories to go with the different subject matters, and then they would have to go through of what we learned for the whole year. I think that would be fun to use at the end of the year game. Um, so yeah, that I like the gaming idea in a classroom. I do think it's more fun for the kids that you're teaching. So yeah, gamification, super fun to do. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you check out my game and let me know if there's any issues with it. So have fun and talk to you soon.